Hello everyone, can you hear me? Just setting up the last things. Just tell me that you can hear me. Thank you, thank you. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. First and foremost, let me set up the camera a little bit better. Okay. I'm so happy to be here with you. Thank you for being here from from the very first beginning of the live. This is the first birthday of our channel, known now as the Italian Reach, and it's really incredible to think about that the 1 year has already passed because it was a roller coaster. Um, it was very, very demanding but beautiful. I would have never thought to reach more than 200,000 subscribers in 1 year. Really, I would have never thought this. So it's really beyond my expectations, especially because, and I'll talk about this in the second part of the live. Um, mm, People who have been with me since day one know this. My life is very, very difficult at the moment. I have two kids, a lot of issues in my private life. So it's very difficult to have time for YouTube. And I'll talk about this in the second part of the live regarding the projects for year two. So thank you so much for all the encouragement for being here. We have created this incredible community, and I'm so happy of what we have achieved together. A special thank you to my membership guys. Thank you so much, George. I see you with your nice Canon, because you know, if you follow the channel, you know that uh, I love ships. I talk about ships many, many times in my videos, and so I a lot of my emojis for membership are related to. The sea and ships, because it's a family tradition. Both my grandparents were in the Italian Navy, and in general I love ships, and so this is one of the main themes of the channel. Also the new logo. By the way, do you like the new logo? I think it's very cool. I hope you like it as much as I do. I think it's much better than the first one, and um, I think it represents very well what we're trying to do on this channel, because it represents first, let's say, the trip of Italians going all around the world, but also, again, ships, which is one of the things I talk about the most on the channel. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, George. Thank you so much. So let's respect the schedule. So let's start with the last names. I have a couple of last names, maybe even more, that I read on the posts that I put up in the previous days. There is one very interesting that actually is from one of the membership, which is let me check. Was Ludio. Ludio, are you here? I think the guy who posted the comment is um, Jaspis. Jaspis. Are you here, Jaspis? Otherwise, I'll wait. I'll wait for you. Then I have George, who's a membership, and thank you so much. I also have Ray SDAO, your SDAO, which is very cool. I have I checked it before. Let's start with the SDAO because I have already researched it. First of all, you are as much as I am in 1/4, so you are a fellow Calabrian, like also people who follow me know this. My last name is from Southern Calabria, Coniglio, rabbit, and you are also from Calabria, but the northern part of Calabria, which has significantly different last names, and this one is particularly curious. This SDAO is very rare. It is located in the small villages in the northern mountains of Calabria. There is no clear indication about the etymology, about what these last names refers to. In fact, it also sounds very, very particular. The most reliable sources said that as many last names as many last names for of from southern Italy, it is from Greek, but the meaning is still very, very uncertain. So unfortunately, I don't have answers about the meaning, and I did quite a lot of research, but I'll let you know as much as as soon as I have clearer indications. Then we have Jaspis is not here, which is Ludio. Then we have, of course, George, Muzzi and Solfanelli from Marche. So Marche is a beautiful region in central Italy on the Adriatic coast. Let's see what these last names are about. Let's start with Muzzi, which also has another variant, which is Muzzi with one Z. As I always tell, because for native speaker of English, but also native speakers of Brazilian and Spanish, like Argentines and Portuguese and Spanish, like Argentines and Brazilians, we Italians do pronounce very strongly double consonants, known in English as gemination. So when you read a last name like this, Muzzi, you really need to stress the two Z, Muzzi. This last name, as I can confirm, has various clusters in Italy, is quite common, but also is common in Marche region in central Italy. And according to the and I kind of knew that, but I wanted to be sure. Muzzi is a modification of the Latin adjective mutus, which means mute, that somewhat could not speak. So one of your ancestors, for whatever reason, were not able to speak, maybe because they cut their tongue, maybe because they were, as it was 95% of people, they were illiterate. So they had this nickname Mutus, which in more recent versions of Italians, there was this palatalization and became Mutius. And so the meaning is that your ancestors were somewhat not able to speak properly. Let's see Solfanelli, which also sounds Southern Italian. Sorry, Central Italian. Let's see. Yeah, Solfanelli is located almost exclusively in the Marche region, which is the region where your family is from, Marche and Abruzzo, which is the region south of Marche, where a quarter of my family comes from. Is a beautiful region, Abruzzo. And as I was expecting, Solfanelli, as always, Ellie, as I always saying during my lives about last names, when you have in your last names Ellietto, Inaone, these are all suffix that have to give a specific idea, a specific particular meaning to adjust the meaning of the main word of your last name. Solfa means, I don't know how to say this in English, this material, let me check, because I don't know this word in English. Okay. Your family originally worked with sulfur. I'm writing it in the chat, so I'm sure that you understood my terrible pronunciation. They worked with this mineral, sulfur, and probably they were very young, so they were more, so because the I at the end of the suffix indicates that it is plural, so they were somewhat involved in working with sulfur, maybe a sulfur mine, and they were maybe small in height, or they were maybe very young, so they were solfanelli. Okay. Then another priority membership, Christine Tosti, but she asks for Principe, which is super. Your last names are super easy to, let's say, to understand the meaning. Then I want to check the specific regions of Italy, but the meanings, Christine, are super easy. Principe, literally in Italian, means prince. So maybe even in of course in very distant times there were somewhat someone connected with the nobility, with noblemen. Stancato, it's very easy because it means tired. Actually, the exact translation of tired is stanco. Stancato, to be more accurate, means that he got tired. Okay, so your ancestors, maybe probably they worked in some they were involved in some activities and jobs that were very tiring to do, so they were stancati, plural, so they got tired of their out of their work. Let me check, I'm curious, this principe is it's a very common in Italian. I think it's more southern Italian. It's mostly from north of Naples, Caserta. I was expecting it. Stancato is not that common. Stancato, the major cluster is in Calabria. So I guess, Christine, you're Italian American because you are half Calabrian and half Napolitan from Campania, which is a typical which is a typical origin from most Italian Americans, as we said countless times during our videos and lives. And then we have okay, for now we did all the memberships, so we can do other people. We have you put a lot of last names. Let's start with this Gizzo. Might be interesting, this Gizzo, because I have a aunt who's Gizzi, but I don't remember this one, Gizzo. If you can, when you write your last names, write also where you are from, meaning where you grew up. If you're Americans, you're Brazilians, you are Canadian, and if you know, but then we'll check your region of origin. This Gizzo is typically from southern Italy, and as I was expecting, is mostly from Campania, and Gizzo means Egizio, Egyptian. So probably, we're talking about more than 1,000 years ago, your ancestors were either literally from Egypt, or maybe for whatever reason, people thought they were Egyptians. Maybe they worked with ships connecting the Mediterranean, Italy, and Egypt, or the idea of people who gave them this last name is that they were Egyptians. This does not necessarily mean then that your ancestors were Egyptians. Maybe it was just an idea of people, but the name is Egyptian. Then we have Caporello. Capo means chief. Caporello sounds like meaning small chief. Let's see the origin. Mostly it's from Veneto in northeast Italy. As I said numerous times on the channel, people who are um, who have people of the Italian diaspora who have Venetian last names are mostly Brazilians. So I can presume, dear, I lost you, dear hike ranger, that you are from Brazil. This is just a, let's say, an idea. I can presume that, but of course I'm not sure. Because again, most of people that emigrated from Veneto during the Italian diaspora went specifically to Brazil. Then we have Malignacci. This is interesting. Iron Mike from Sicily. So you're telling me, this last name is it's fun because in Italian maligno is what in English is, I think there, correct me if I'm wrong, there is this adjective malevolent, malignant, something like this. This comes from Latin, and you know the meaning, something with evil intentions. So for whatever reasons, your ancestors were supposed to be people who were dangerous, who had a lot of malevolency, and also they were malignaggi, so a lot. This is a let me check how to say this word in English. Yeah, this suffix aggi or aggi is in Italian normally derogatory, indicating a negative thing. Okay, Mike. Then we have Sarcedo from Veneto. There are things that already help me spotting that is from the north, because this Edo with the voice the this is exclusively from northern Italy, because as I told you in the last live, this the is from Celtic substrate. When the Romans conquered northern Italy, this way of talking of the Gauls, people who inhabited northern Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, remained in place. Okay, so when I hear this do instead of to that you would find in central and southern Italy, I know that it's because of you're from northern Italy. Let's say let's check the meaning. Sarcedo doesn't sound familiar. Let's see if I can find something. Don't find any geographical Yeah, it confirms. No, yeah, it confirmed that it's from Vicenza in Veneto. Um, Interesting. This search in Italian indicates, I have to check how to say it, in Oak Grove. Oak Grove. So the Sarcedo, meaning that you were that as many Italian last names, your last name indicates a place, a location, and this location was in Oak Grove. I guess, Kristen, that maybe even you are Brazilian, because again, most Brazilians are from Venetian origin. University at large, Magnozzi, easy, Magnus, which originally in Latin was pronounced Magnus, and in English this sounds like magnum, remained with the hard gn sound. In Italian, this was lost. There was a phenomenon of palatalization, and so now we say gn, not gn. We always say gn, like gnocchi, not gnocchi, as Gordon Ramsay says. Magnus or Magnus means big, but in an important way, like not in a material way, but more in a metaphorical way. So, and Ozzy, even bigger physically, okay? So probably your people were both big physically, but also they were somewhat important in their community. Uh, uh, then we have Albunio. This is also easy, very, very easy to spot. Just okay, you're telling me that it's from Salerno. Everything in Italian that starts with alba, albus, albin, it's related to the English word albine to indicate someone extremely white. This is super interesting because, guys, the original Latin word for white was alba, not the Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and French word, which is bianco, blanche, blanco, or branco in Portuguese, because this root, bianco, blanco, comes from the Germanic blank, which in English, from the same root, because English is a Germanic language, means empty, nothing. So, even if Italian is of course, a Latin language, there are several important terms from Germanic origin because of the many barbaric invasions that we had. And one of the most important Germanic words that we have in our daily use is bianco, which is white, which is very different from alba, which was white in Latin, but last names many times report the Latin way, which is alba. Then we have many here. Masio Robustelli Pigliatelli Lia. Okay, let's Robustelli means it's very easy. You already said that it's from Sicily. Robusto comes from Latin robustus, and you also have the word in English, because in English, on the contrary, despite being a Germanic language, you have tons of Latin words. Robust, so means that your ancestors were robust, kind of structured, big. But Elli, so probably they were very young. They were young people, but robust. Pignatelli. This is very easy, but I have to check how to say this word. I don't know the term of this word in English. The pigna in English is the pine cone. So it's the, let's say, the thing of the fruit, let's say, of big pines. Elli, not too big, the same. Okay. Lia is probably from Leonard, probably. Christian, yeah, Christian Tosti, 4 great grandparents all from Calabria, of course. George is from the US. Rich American now living in Italy. Iron Mike from Syracuse and Sicily, one of the most beautiful cities in the entire Italy. If you there are like as I said in my last video, Sicily is the region of Italy that gave the most immigrants to the United States. And just for you to know, Syracuse, which is an important city in southeast Sicily, is by far one of the most beautiful cities in Italy. Is immensely beautiful. Okay, you can find things there that I think you can find anywhere in the world. Sicily, even if I don't have Sicilian blood, but Calabrian, Sicily is like a place of my heart. I spent there 30 years of vacations. Now, for a variety of reasons of things going on in my life, I haven't been there in 9 years, which is an open wound to me, literally. I always say that um, if I have to find the most serious problem of my life, apart from serious problems, the most not serious problem is that I haven't been in Sicily in 9 years. Having said this, let's continue. And guys, if you can, of course, to support the channel, to put like just a small thank you for researching your last name would tremendously help the channel. So thank you so much, and just thank you for being here, for spending your time here. So now we are at Don Vincenti is the original pronunciation, but if you're American, probably you call yourself Vincenti. But the original pronunciation is Vincenti, which is very, very. You said that you are from Fucecchio, which is an important small town near Florence in Tuscany that gave birth to one of the most important Italian intellectuals of the 20th century, known as Indro Montanelli. Vincenti literally means winning people. Winning people. Okay? Nice last name. Then we have Magnozzi. Okay, I already told you, from Livorno, but I'm from New York. Livorno still in Tuscany, but on the sea. Very working class city. Not a beautiful city, but has a strong soul. Very working class city, big port. This port was also very relevant during the Italian diaspora to bring people to the Americas. Is was one of the main ports during the Italian diaspora from Italy to the US, and not only the US. Then we have Kristen Ceppinati. You are from St. Louis, from Veneto, and Sarcella. We already checked this. The Ceppo, still you have both last names related to the word of trees and oaks. The Ceppo is the base of the plant, the base of the tree. Okay. You are from St. Louis. St. Louis, there are not many Italian Americans. There are many African Americans, many German Americans. It's not an area of great Italian American settlement as the entire Midwest, but there are still people. Thank you so much, Hike Ranger. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Then we have Di Bartolo from Catania, in beautiful, the second biggest Italian city. Di Bartolo, easy. As I told you many times, when you have di or de at the beginning of an Italian last name, this means that is a patronymic, like Jansen, Robinson, Iverson, whatever. So son of Bartolo, which was a popular first name, especially back in the day in the Middle Ages. Okay, very easy. Then Giso. Yeah, Giso. Yeah, thank you. I'm American and my parents are from Guardia dei Lombardi in Campania. And I'm married to Calabrian girl Madeira. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think it might be interesting. In southern Italy, there are a lot of villages in Campania, in Puglia, in Calabria, in Sicily that were somewhat outposts of Germanic tribes like the Lombards, who in various times in Italian history, mostly during the Middle Ages, invaded Italy and created these villages. Now, they mostly invaded northern Italy for geographical proximity, but there are many, many clusters in southern Italy. So when you read these villages like Lombardy or whatever, means that originally these places were created. They were the first settlers were Germanic tribes. And I was thinking recently that the next live could be exactly tell me the village you're from, because Italy, and we'll do something very similar um to the thing with last names, but with villages. I think it could be very cool. Uh, then we have Iron Mike. I was told this was derived from abbia, which means to have been. Yes, might be so put together. To have been, yeah, it might be. There is an explanation, Mike. There is an explanation. Sounds okay. Art Element Studio Law. If you have time, my father was from Naples, Tullio. My mother's family from Rocco San Giovanni, De Fabio and Moretti. Okay, quite easy to spot. Tullio, from the ancient Latin name Tullius, which is a name that now in modern Italian has been nearly lost. Tullio, from Tullius, which was a noble Roman name. If you want, I can also tell you the meaning of the name. Now I can't remember. It was an ancient Roman noble family, which also gave birth to a Roman king, one of the third of the 7 kings of Rome at the beginning of Roman history. Then we have De Fabio, easy, son of Fabio, as I told you. Imagine like Fabian son, which doesn't exist in English. Moretti, I always spot this. This is one of the most common last names in Italy, one of the very few Italian last names that has origin in multiple parts of Italy. Moretti, small, dark people. Normally because they had dark skin, or because they thought these people came from, I don't know, the Middle East, Arabian Peninsula, whatever. Moretti, Moors, people of dark skin. Ike Ranger, you are from the US, and still thank you so much for the donation, for the okay. Xander Guzzi, which is not Gizo that I did before. I've heard some theories that it's from Greek connection Kozzo Guzzo, or maybe related to Traditional Sicilian fishing boats. Yeah, the gozzo, exactly, which is a Sicilian typical fishing boat. You know what? It might be many of this. It might be many of these explanation. The one from Sicilian fisherman is the one that sounds more plausible to me. Greek origin, again, many, many Italian last names from Greek origin. Um, uh, Many Southern Italian last names are from Greek origin. Ceppinati, Kirsten, as I told you, let's check together, but it means related to trees. You already told me that it's from the north. Yeah, exactly, from Veneto. Let's see if there are any other theories. Ceppinati. Remember, guys, to if you want to properly, yeah, in fact, ceppo is the base of the tree. I was correct, Christian. Remember when you guys if you want to pronounce your last name not in the, let's say, American way or Brazilian way or Spanish Argentine way, uh, and you have double consonants, you need to pronounce them. I know that in English you don't have double consonants, so it's not easy for you to pronounce. But for example, this last name is not Cepinati is Ceppinati. You need to hear the double P, Ceppinati, okay? Kirsten. Regarding name is down, it's from Sierra d'Aiello in Ray, yes, in northern Calabria, yes. Art Element Studio, De Fabio is exactly the same. Thank you so much, Don Vincenti, or you call yourself Vincenti, but as I said, the real pronunciation in Italian is Vincenti. I was saying that De Fabio literally means the same thing. Son of Fabio. In Italian, you have both variants. For example, my mother's name, which is one of the most common last names you can find in the US of Italian American origin, is Di Luca. Originally, it was De Luca, but I know that in the US it was butchered in Di Luca. Okay, so maybe your original last name was De Fabio, not Di Fabio, but when your family arrived in the US, maybe something happened in Ellis Island. Okay, Don maternal degli innocenti. Now, I am also from Altopascio. Incredible. I am 1/4 from Altopascio, Don, which is a beautiful village in the province of Lucca in northern Tuscany. Lucca, one of those beautiful medieval towns you can find in Italy. I have a quarter of my family in Altopascio. My paternal grandmother, who died 10 years ago. So, degli innocenti, meaning that your family was somewhat innocent of something, but not innocent meaning that they committed some crime, but they were very good people. Okay, so they were innocent. Procissi, this is for sure connected to. I have to find how to say this word in English. Let me check. To the procession. I think it's okay. Many Italian last names have a religious meaning. This game is the procession. Okay, Don. Okay, Tagliaferri is so easy. Ernest. It's like a smith, a guy who cut iron, that works with iron. like it's the equivalent of a Smith, more or less. Very common last name in southern Italy. Acerra is a town, is northern Campania, which unfortunately is not in a good shape in recent years because is one of the let's say, unfortunately, um, major hubs of Napoli's mafia, known as Camorra, which I talked about a little bit in my last video. So should be a beautiful city, but unfortunately there are a lot of problems there. And there is also a lot of pollution, unfortunately, because these criminal organizations threw a lot of radioactive garbage in the soil, creating a lot of problems. Amantea, I know this village in Calabria very well. Guido is a popular last name of a popular name in the Italians' Middle Age, which means to guide. Okay, I am your guide, meaning, okay. Stay yourself, senior. My parents were FR. Kristen, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much. Looks to be from Lombardy and Veneto. Yes, exactly. Yes, as I said before. My parents were from Sicily and Piedmont. My mother's name was Doglio, which is very rare in the US. Wondering if it has a meaning. Yeah, Doglio. All the last names with aglio, olio, all the ones that end in this way, like the former Pope Jorge Bergoglio, are from Piedmont in northwestern Italy. Now, the vast majority of people who emigrated from Piedmont went to South America, specifically Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, less Brazil. It's rare to have Piedmontese in the US, but you do have it, like you. Doglio means it should be a very ancient way to describe pain, birth pain, the doglie, okay? That is the meaning, relate to giving birth. Cirigliano, Ano is always from southern Italy, around Naples, and as you, Basilicata, and these places like that, but I don't know the meaning. This I have to check. Yeah, it is from Basilicata. Let's see what comes out. Yeah, it's from it's a toponymous. It's from this small village known as Cirigliano near Matera, and it should derive from the Latin word cervus, not servus meaning to serve, but cervus, which in English is the deer. Sorry for the pronunciation, the animal. Okay. Um, okay. Then we have you're welcome, Chris. And we have my dear friend Cosimo, who's from Sicily, is half from Campania and half from Sicily, and his last name is derives from a famous Italian philosopher and politician, Cicero, Marcus Tullius Cicero, whose name, which is very common in Sicily, derives from the bean, the legume. Okay, the Cicero originally is the small bean. Okay, Okay. Then we Ernest, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donation. Then we have Beth Logan from Cosenza. Thank you so much, Art Element Studio. Thank you so much. Spoke Cosentino, which is a dialect of Northern Calabria, which is kind of similar to Neapolitan. Felice, easy, happy, felice comes from Latin felix, which means happy. Felice, when the E becomes I, you know that there is Southern Italian. And so your last name, Biff, means happy. So I hope you are a happy person. And now, since we have finished the waiting list for the last names, I would love to give some minutes if you want to. If you want to ask me anything about me, the channel, who I am, what I do, what your interesting ideas for the channel, and then in the very last minutes, I'll tell you the situation for next year. So if you have any kind of proposal, ideas again for the video, things that you're interested in, the things that you didn't like about the channel, everything that comes to your mind, that you're curious even about, I don't know, where I live, what I do. I'm here because I want to. This is a special live because I want to celebrate 1 year of the channel, which is something that, guys, you have to believe me, I was not sure I would ever achieve. Honestly, when I started this channel, among tremendous difficulties, because as I said, I have two small kids, I have a lot of problems with health in my family, with me, a lot of issues. I thought I would stop the channel after weeks with anyone looking at my videos. And instead, the videos somewhat became popular among us of the Italian diaspora. And so that really fueled my passion. And in the following year, I have to, and I want to continue this journey. I have many ideas to, for example, I have an idea, and I want to know from you if you think it might be a good idea. In future videos about the Italian diaspora, I would love to put some parts of the video, but small, with me talking in Italian, your ancestral language. Do you think it would be a good idea? Because I think that also for you to hear the language of your ancestors, it would be cool. Now I'm used to make videos in English. For me, it's fine, but sometimes I think, especially when it comes to videos about migration, Italian diaspora, it would feel more authentic. That not all the video, because I understand that 99% of you, rightfully so, don't speak Italian, but just to feel more connected to your roots, I was thinking that we might put some parts in Italians. What do you think about this? Let me know. Let me know your thoughts here in the chat. Ernest, are there online resources we can use to independently search Italian last names? Yes, I'll show you the resources with you. This is one. There are many, This is two. Many, unfortunately, are in Italian. Not many you can translate in English. Edoardo, ciao, grande daddy, grande, a friend of mine. If there is live translation, What do you mean live translation? Like captions? I always put captions. Um, um, Hike Ranger, will you travel across Italy for regional discussions? I would love to. You know what's the problem, Hike? That it depends on you guys. It depends on the earnings, on the results of the channel, because of course traveling is expensive. For example, uh, um, 2, 3, 4 times a year I go to Naples because my wife is half Neapolitan, half Norwegian, and she has family in Naples. So, for example, last time I went there, last Christmas, I made a video that went quite well. But to go across Italy, you need. I would love to. For example, I would love to go to Tuscany. I would love to go to Sicily and many other places. Um, I need let's say resources, of course. I don't understand exactly what you mean with the live translation, Hike. If you can explain. um, Worcester cuts map shows recent geographic concentration, not necessarily. Yeah, yeah, but that is also very interesting. The meaning, you have this one that unfortunately is in Italian, is the one I use, known as cognomics. These are in English, maybe you can do something with like AI, ChatGPT, that can search for you and then translate for you in English. But I prefer to use these authentic sources. Um, uh, yeah, I would love to travel across Italy. Robert Mariano, hi, I just want to say happy anniversary. Very thank you so much. Thank you so much, Robert. To English from Italy, yeah, of course, of course. I would put hike. I would put not only the normal YouTube captions that I manually do. That is a lot of work. You have no idea. Those are not automatically generated by YouTube. That is my shit. Sorry for for the bad word. But I would also add the one that always that you can find it on the screen, like small pieces. Kirsten, you will love that. Oh, thank you. I also want to make a survey about this. And I also want to conclude with something very, very important, which is not necessary a positive thing. I hope it will. Uh, Maybe some of you know that my main job, so my main source of income, is a high school teacher. Um, um, since the channel has grown a lot recently, as a state high school teacher in Italy, I am obliged to report to the principal of the school. So the principal of the school next week uh, must be informed by me of the existence of this channel run by me. And unfortunately, according to the Italian law, if my principal doesn't like the channel or doesn't think that the channel is appropriate for a teacher, I don't know why he should, because it's a basically history channel for a history teacher, but it totally discretional. He can decide whatever he wants. If he says you have to shut down the channel, I have to shut down the channel. Otherwise, I would lose my job. Now, I want to be positive and hope that this doesn't happen, but there is a possibility. I haven't slept much in recent days because of this and many other things, but I want to stay positive and think that he would appreciate the work that I'm doing. But I totally depend on him. He might also say, "Okay, yes, you can, but you can only make I don't know 2 videos per month because otherwise, I think you're not putting enough effort in uh, um, in um, in your school teaching job." So this is something very personal that I want to share with you. Uh, I hope to bring good news next week. I really hope. In general, apart from this news, Ernest, I love these dialects. I don't speak them myself, unfortunately. I understand them. I don't speak them myself. Napolitan, I love it, but I'm not Napolitan. I don't speak it. Calabrian, I am a quarter Calabrian, but I have never spoken it, so I'm not good at it. Apart from this news of my principal, in general, because of my many commitments with my many jobs, and because of my many commitments with family, and most importantly, because I want to bring you freaking good content with a lot of research behind. If sometimes you don't see me publishing a video every week, it's not because I'm lazy, it's not because I am on the beach, but it's because I need more time to do proper research and shooting and taking care of the kids and correct the school homework. Unfortunately, this is the reality. So in the first year of the channel, I always published once a week, and I was going crazy. I was going crazy. Okay. Um, so for my mental sanity, but also for the quality of the content, this is something I really, really want to underline. You might see the frequency of publishing going down a little bit, but hoping that the principal does not shut down my channel, hoping that this doesn't happen, you won't see me backing down. My effort is stronger than ever, and I am more motivated than ever. But unfortunately, since the earnings of YouTube doesn't even remotely allow me to do this as my first job, and remember that I also have two young kids and a 94-year-old grandma to take care of, I need more time to do the video properly, because I don't want to do stupid videos. I want to do videos that are meaningful to you, because this community was created in a way that you trust me. You trust who I am. You trust my research, my sources. And I don't want to just go on ChatGPT and download crap. I want to do things properly. But unfortunately, I think I need time. I hope you understood this. This is very personal. I am moved saying this, okay? Silvia, I hope you will be able to carry on your teaching. I'm Italian living in Italy, but again, thank you so much, Silvia. Thank you so much. So, guys, wish me the best luck for the future of the channel. I have great ideas, hopefully, great content that is coming, that I'm already working on it at my pace, unfortunately, because when other people who are full-time, who have a full-time job but don't have family after the 9 to 5 job, and in the weekends can easily work on their YouTube, I can't, because I have the kids and grandma. So it's very, very difficult, extremely difficult. Sometimes I have to do them at night, then I don't sleep and I am a zombie during the morning. It's a difficult maze puzzle, but hopefully I want to be positive and hope that everything will go well. I if you have something to say about it and ideas, you can write them in the chat. And really, I wanted to thank you so much for being here today. Now you know something very Lo Cicero, the same as Cicero, but still Sicilian, but with the article lo, like the. Um, Thank you for being here for this very personal live, where I told you many private things of my life. And see you on the community posts and on the video chats. Thank you so much, guys, really. See you very, very soon with other videos and lives and posts, hopefully. Ciao ragazzi, ciao.